This is the story of a girl named Kate who has come to see her younger sister, Liz, because they are going on vacation together. However, Liz doesn't seem too happy about her sister's arrival, as she spends most of her time on her phone. If the phone is taken away, she becomes irritable. These two sisters live in different countries for their studies, and Liz doesn't like staying with any of her family members. On the other hand, Kate is the exact opposite. She is always happy and caring toward her sister. After this, the two leave for their hotel, but as they are leaving, Liz is busy on her phone and forgets both her and Kate's passports at the airport before getting into the car. Meanwhile, we are shown a couple staying at the same hotel where Kate and Liz are going. They look quite happy, but you'll be surprised to know what they actually do for a living. A little later, when Kate and Liz reach the hotel, they are asked for their passports. But Liz had forgotten the passports at the airport, which makes Kate scold her severely. Kate tells Liz that this happened because of her bad habit of using her phone excessively. Anyway, the hotel staff tells Kate, "Please don't worry. You can go to the embassy tomorrow and get your passport. For now, you can stay at this hotel." Kate then asks about dinner, but she is told that it's quite late and the kitchen is closed. However, she can go down to the club to eat something. After this, the two go to their room. Kate goes to freshen up. When she returns, she sees that Liz has fallen asleep while using her phone. So, Kate gently takes the phone from her hand and lets her sleep. This shows us that despite any arguments between them, they still care for each other. Now, Kate was hungry, so she gets ready and goes down to the club. Suddenly, a girl approaches her. This is the same girl we saw at the beginning of the story. We also see her boyfriend, who was standing at some distance nearby. Actually, the couple's job is to first befriend single girls who come here, then steal their room keys and steal their valuables. The girl's name is Mira, and her boyfriend's name is Jake. They plan to do the same thing here. Mira drinks with Kate and asks her many questions. When Mira learns that Kate has come alone, she becomes very happy. Afterward, the two drink a lot. Then Mira takes Kate to dance, and on this pretext, she steals the room keys from Kate's pocket. She messages Jake that she has the keys. Jake arrives near Mira with a bottle of champagne and takes the keys from her without anyone noticing. Kate is completely unaware of what happened to her. After dancing for a long time, Kate says she needs to go back, but Mira asks her to stay a little longer. After this, they both start drinking again. Just then, two boys come to them. They needed two girls, but for what purpose will be known shortly. The two boys start talking to them and then ask them to go on an adventure with them. At first, Kate refuses, saying it's not right to go with strangers. But then she thinks that since she came here for an adventure, she should go. Mira also supports her, so both agree to go. The boys take them to an empty field. At the place where they are standing, we see a hot air balloon. This is their adventure. They are going to ride up in it. Before going, Kate tells the two boys, "I have sent the location here to my sister, so don't do anything wrong to me." At this, the boys laugh and say that nothing like that will happen. Nick, one of the boys, says that they actually didn't want to travel alone in this balloon, so they needed more people. Meanwhile, we see Jake, holding a bottle, heading towards Kate's room. He was wearing a waiter's uniform. Now the story moves forward. Before flying in the balloon, one of the boys ties a rope from his car to the balloon. He did this so that their balloon would not go too far, but they are all so drunk that they forget to tie a knot in the rope. We see a phone kept on the car's bonnet, which is probably one of the girls, because it was recording a video. Meanwhile, when Jake enters Kate's room, he starts looking around for her bag. But just then, Liz sees him and hides in a closet. She messages Kate and calls her many times, but Kate is unable to receive her phone. Jake approaches the closet. When he opens it, he sees Liz, which surprises him because Mira had told him that Kate was alone here. Panicked, Jake runs away without stealing anything. On the other side, they realize that the rope tied by that boy has actually come undone, and now nothing can stop them. An argument starts between the two boys over this, and the fight escalates to physical blows. In all this chaos, Kate was thinking to herself that she should have enjoyed the trip with her sister, and now she's stuck with these fools. Now they don't know what to do. The balloon goes quite far. Suddenly, a big danger appears before them. They see a windmill, wind turbine, some distance ahead, which makes them panic because their balloon was moving in the same direction. Everyone crouches down. Kate tells them, "You guys change its direction, then nothing will happen to us." But Nick reveals that they don't know how to fly it. He only worked for the owner of the balloon and only learned a little by watching him fly it. He doesn't know how to control it. Hearing this, Kate is distraught, because now there seems to be no hope of survival. But one of the boys somehow manages to change one of the balloon's cylinders, which slightly reduces its speed. Kate sees a boy standing on the road below whose eyes fall on their balloon heading towards the windmill, and he starts recording them. But the 4 people sitting in the balloon think the danger is over, so they start standing up one by one. But just then, a windmill blade directly hits the balloon, causing one of the boys to fall out. Now, their balloon's basket is also half broken. Moreover, the remaining boy, Nick, has a piece of wood stuck in his leg, which makes him scream badly from the pain. Nick tells them to turn off the cylinder, or the gas will run out, so they do so. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, we see Liz screaming for help from the hotel staff. But by then, Jake had already left the hotel. Jake calls Mira many times, but she doesn't answer his call, so he gets very angry at her, thinking he almost went to jail because of her. Coming back to the balloon, Kate finds a first aid kit there, which she uses to bandage Nick's wound. But since there wasn't much bandage, she takes off her t-shirt and ties it around his leg to stop the bleeding. In the meantime, Mira sees someone hanging from a rope. When she tries to grab him, she realizes it was the same boy who had fallen out after hitting the windmill. He had managed to cling to a rope. They both try to pull him up, but they fail, and finally, the rope slips from the boy's hand, and he falls to his death. Now, there are 3 people left, 1 injured and 2 very scared, not knowing what to do. However, they were relieved of one thing. They had moved far away from the windmill area. But a time will come when their gas will run out. What will they do then? In the next scene, we see Liz telling the hotel staff everything that happened in her room, after which the police arrive. The hotel staff tells the police that her older sister was also with her, but after spending the whole night at the club, she mysteriously disappeared. The officer takes all the information from Liz and leaves. Since Jake was also gone, Liz was safe for now. Meanwhile, the gas in the balloon was slowly running out. Then Mira notices that they have actually come over the ocean, which is a huge problem for them. So, she tells Nick to do something. Nick tells them that they must first reinstall the last cylinder, which they both manage to do. After this, Kate takes out her phone and she was the only one who had it, but it was no use because there was no signal. Crying, she says that her sister will be alone in the room and will be worried because she has been out for so long. Hearing this, Mira is shocked and says, "You said you came alone." Kate says, "I meant I was single about my relationship, but why are you so worried?" Mira doesn't tell her anything, but she remembers the day when she and Jake promised each other that they would never cheat on each other, and if they did, they would never meet again in life. So, now Jake will never meet her again. Just then, Kate sees a boat in the sea. She waves her hand, asking for help, but the people on the boat think they are just waving hello, after which they also leave. Meanwhile, we learn that Nick has also fallen into the water. The 2 girls somehow lower the balloon to ask for help, but it is no use. They throw a rope, but by then, the boy had already drowned to his death. Seeing this, both of them are very scared, and they also start fighting with each other. Here, both girls think that maybe they need a writing aid, like a sign, to ask for help. So, they peel off the poster fixed on the balloon's basket and try to write SOS on it with their lipstick, but the lipstick runs out midway. So, Kate makes a cut on her hand, and then uses the blood that comes out to complete the SOS on the poster. But will this work? We will find out later. Next, we see Liz being approached by a girl named Ellie. Her job is to help troubled girls. Earlier, Liz had not told the police about her sister's last location, but she tells Ellie, who says it's a tourist spot and they should go there immediately. On the other side, the balloon was constantly coming down, and if it continued like this, it would crash into the water. So, Kate comes up with an idea. She uses mirror reflection, sunlight, to light the knot, and then she takes it to the burner. This causes the remaining gas to reignite, and their balloon rises a little, but they are still very close to the water. Meanwhile, Ellie and Liz see a car at that location, and they see the video on the phone placed on it, from which they understand that those people are definitely in some trouble right now. Now Liz starts worrying about her sister. In the meantime, we see Kate opening her phone, and a slight network was coming in it. She moves out a little and tries to connect it, and luckily the network connects. So, she manages to immediately send her current location to her sister, but the very next moment, her phone shuts down. As soon as Liz gets the message, she immediately leaves with Ellie in a boat. But the balloon had come down very low, so the 2 girls start climbing onto the top of the balloon. Now they are completely sure that they will not survive, and knowing this, Mira confesses her crime, that she deliberately trapped Kate here so that her boyfriend could go to her room and steal her belongings. Hearing this, Kate is stunned. Kate was already in trouble, and Myra's truth made her even more distressed. After this, We see Jake, who was working with another girl as a tourist to steal belongings. He had changed his partner, meaning Jake doesn't care, he just cares about stealing. Meanwhile, the two girls also fall into the water. On the other side, Liz and Ellie's boat, which was going to help, breaks down, due to which they cannot move forward. The two girls in the water try to swim. They find the balloon cylinder, which they hold onto to try to save their lives. Then a miracle happens. A cargo ship appears in front of them. But even this miracle is useless, because the people sitting in such a big ship cannot see these two small people. So, the ship leaves from there. Liz and Ellie are now paddling the boat forward, and Liz is constantly blowing the horn so that if Kate is nearby, she can hear her voice. Luckily for them, this idea works, and after a while, they see them. After that, they are immediately rescued. The two girls sit on the boat. Liz is very happy to see her sister safe and sound. In the end, we see that the girl with Jake runs away with his belongings before he wakes up, and he remains asleep. And at this point, the movie ends.